The use of the designated hitter came in 1973. But as of 2022, the DH is now universal, and it exists in both the American and National Leagues. If you want to watch games without a DH, you have to turn these days to the Japanese Professional Baseball Central League. They are the only league I'm aware of that does not use a DH. Hence, in our King of the Hill tournament, when we play in the American League stadiums, we'll be using a DH, and that starts today with the 1975 Cincinnati Reds against the 1975 Boston Red Sox. Do I like the DH? No. I grew up thinking that baseball was a game of 9 players versus 9 players. This is Apba Baseball Classics, where yesterday's stars performed through cards and dice, classic games on our tabletops. Here are today's starting lineups. First, for the Cincinnati Reds, Pete Rose plays third base. Ken Griffey's in right field. Joe Morgan second base. Johnny Bench is the catcher. Tony Perez first base. George Foster is in left field. Cesar Geronimo in center. And Davey Concepcion is the shortstop. Onyx was his brother who played with the Royals. Doug Flynn is a DH. And the starting pitcher for the Reds, where the fourth pitcher spot in the rotation is Jack Billingham, a grade C pitcher with no modifiers. For the Boston Red Sox, Cecil Cooper will play first base. Rooster Burleson will play shortstop. Fred Lynn in center. Jim Rice in left field. Corey Yastrzemski Jim Rice is in right field. Yastrzemski's in left field. Pudge Fisk is the catcher. Bernie Carbo is the DH. Rico Petrocelli is third base. Vinny Doyle second base. And Regilio Moret, grade C pitcher with a Y strikeout modifier, is today's Red Sox hurler. There are more than a few baseball historians who think the 1975 World Series was the best ever World Series. And we are getting ready to replay that. I use 6 dice when I roll some of my games. Read them in color order: red, white, blue, purple, yellow, and green. We're ready to begin this game. Pete Rose steps into the box. The all-time hit leader is facing Regilio Moret. And rolls a ground ball to third base. Picked up by Rico Petrocelli with a throw to first. 1 out. Next batter is Ken Griffey. He rolls a 4-3, and that's a comebacker back to Regilio Moret, who snags it as he strides toward first, flips it underhand. 2 outs. Here is little Joe Morgan. Morgan, unique batting style, stands in the batter's box from the left side, flaps that backside arm, elbow. He rolls a 4-1, which is a ground ball to second baseman Denny Doyle. 3 groundouts, and the Reds are retired in the top of the first. 0-0 with the Red Sox coming to bat. Cecil Cooper will lead off for the Red Sox. He first came to the major leagues in 1971. Rose to prominence when he went to the Brewers and became a 5-time American League All-Star. There's a delivery from Jack Billingham. 5-2 is the roll for Cooper, and it's a ground ball to the third baseman, Pete Rose. Throws to first. Cooper's retired. Here's Rick Burleson, the Red Sox shortstop. He's a 6-6 roll. That's a hit column roll. And 3-1, Rick Burleson hits a double to be the first base runner in today's game. 1 out, Red Sox have a runner in scoring position, and Fred Lynn, 331 hitter in 75, steps into the batter's box. Billingham peers in for the sign and goes into his stretch. Here's the delivery, and that's going to miss for ball 4. Fred Lynn draws a walk. That brings up Jim Rice from Anderson, South Carolina. We were just in Anderson, South Carolina, my daughter and I, for my ex-wife's father's funeral, or passing. Funeral hasn't quite happened yet. Jim Rice steps into the box. His roll's a 1-4. That ball is skied to left field George Foster is under it and picks it out of the sky for the second out. And if Billingham can get Yastrzemski, not an easy task, he'll be out of this jam. Yastrzemski rolls a 5-4, and that's a fly ball to right field, taken by Ken Griffey. And Bellingham and the Reds get out of the first inning with no runs scored against them. Red Sox leave 2. Top of the second, 0-0. Relio Moret, tall, slender, left-handed pitcher, 6'4", from Puerto Rico. He was the ultimate kind of swing man. In his career, he started 82 games and relieved in 86 games. Johnny Bench will lead off for the Reds. No score in the second inning. Bench rolls a 1-3, and that's going to be a base on balls. We are playing basic Apba. Don't have the master symbols on my Red Sox set. I like these sets, by the way. Tony Perez is the hitter. Perez rolls a 5-1. Right into the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swing by Perez. Line drive into center field for a base hit. Bench holds at second. First and second, nobody out for Cincinnati. Here's George Foster, 300 here with 23 homers in 75. Foster rolls a 5-6. All right, Foster shoots the ball up the elevator. Pop up to the infield and caught by third baseman Pete Rose. An unproductive out, 1 out. Brings up Cesar Geronimo, the center fielder. Geronimo swings and sends a line drive right to right fielder. Jim Rice for the catch. Runners will hold. 2 outs, 2 on. It's going to be up to Davey Concepcion to get anything out of this inning for the Reds. He rolls a 1-3, and that's going to be a base on balls. A walk, loading the bases. Here's the DH, Doug Flynn. With Bench the runner at third, Moret goes with his windup. Here's the delivery. Line drive to center field, base hit for Doug Flynn. Bench will score. Perez rounds third. He scores. Concepcion goes to third, and Doug Flynn is at first with a 2 RBI single, and the Reds take a 2-0 lead in the second inning. Top of the order, and to Pete Rose, we need another dice roll. Rose rolls a 4-1. That's a ground ball to the shortstop. Fielded by Burleson to throw to first. 3 outs, but not until Cincinnati scores 2 on 2 walks and 2 hits. Bottom of the second inning, Reds 2 and the Red Sox nothing. All right, Carlton Fisk, who tied Fred Lynn for a .331 average to lead the Red Sox in 75, leads off for Boston. They're now down by 2 runs. He rolls a 3-6. That's going to be a base on balls. And Pudge goes to first. He's an average speed runner. Batter is Bernie Carbo, the DH today for Boston. 6-1 roll. Ball 4. Base on balls. Red Sox get their first 2 batters on. Third walk given up by Jack Billingham. Here's Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli rolls a 1-4. That's a fly ball to left field, caught by George Foster. Unproductive out, 1 out. Denny Doyle, the second baseman. Doyle rolls a 5-2. That's a worm burner to third. Rose snags it, throws to second. Morgan relays the first. It's a 5-4-3 inning-ending double play. Takes us to the third inning. Cincinnati 2 and Boston nothing. Due up for the Reds, Griffey, Morgan, and Bench. Relio Moret gets his sign. Here is his delivery. 4-2 to Griffey is a base on balls to start the inning for Cincinnati with a base runner on. Free pass. Here's Joe Morgan. He rolls a 3-2. Ground ball to Doyle, who flips to Burleson. The relay to first, not in time. Morgan is safe with a fielder's choice. 1 down. Here's Johnny Bench. Walked and scored his first time up. Johnny Bench rolls a 6-6 roll, and that's a drive. It might be, it could be, it is out of here a 2-run home run by the Reds catcher from Oklahoma. Johnny Bench makes it 4-0. 2 RBIs for Bench, 2 by Flynn. Reds up by 4. Tony Perez is the batter. He rolls a 3-6. Perez is caught looking. George Foster draws ball 4, a walk to George Foster. And Cesar Geronimo rolls a 1-3, and that's a base on balls. Those walks can kill you. Moret has walked 1, 2, 3, 4 batters in the game. Half of them have scored. Here's Concepcion. We need a new dice roll. 4-4 roll for Concepcion. That's an 8. Base hit to center. Line drive, base hit to center. Base is loaded, and the Reds may not be through yet. Doug Flynn. Flynn rolls a 3-3 roll. That's a base hit to left field, and that will score Foster, and that will leave the bases loaded. 5-0. Your pitching change for the Red Sox. Reggie Cleveland will be called on to put out the fire. He's a grade D pitcher, Z modifier. Canadian pitcher. Pete Rose, top of the order. 3 runs in the inning, 2 more on base. Here's the pitch to Pete Rose. 3-4 is a fly ball to center field. Fred Lynn is under it, makes the catch. 3 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. The big blow being the 2-run home run by Johnny Bench. We go to the bottom of the third. Cincinnati 5. Forgot to put that last run up on the board. And Boston 0. Top of the Red Sox order, Cecil Cooper settles in from the left side of the home plate dish. And Jack Bellingham back on the mound for the Reds. Here's his delivery to Cooper. It's a 1-5 roll. That's going to be a base hit for Cecil Cooper. Red Sox are down by 5. They need base runners. Fast runner at first. Rick Burleson is the hitter. He rolls a 3-3 roll. That's a base hit. A single right field. Runner goes to third, I believe. Yeah, runner goes to third. Balls are flying all over Fenway Park today. First and third Red Sox. Nobody out. Chance to get back into this game. Middle of their order, Fred Lynn and Rice on deck. Pitch to Fred Lynn is a 6-3 roll. That's a fly ball to center field. Cesar Geronimo hustling in. Settles under it, makes the catch. It's not going to be deep enough to advance the runner from third. Cooper holds at third. 1 out. Here's Jim Rice. Bellingham into the stretch. Here's the delivery. Base hit. Base hit to left field for Jim Rice. Scores Cooper, and it's the first run for the Red Sox. Rick Burleson, who is at first, stops at second base. First and second, here is Yastrzemski. Carl Yastrzemski. Flight out the right field, his first time up. Pitch to Yastrzemski is a line drive single over shortstop the other way. That scores Burleson. Rice stops at second. RBI for Yastrzemski. Boston has cut the lead to 5-2. In the third, here is Pudge Fisk. Fisk rolls a 6-3, and that's a fly out the center field. 2 gone. Here's a DH, Bernie Carbo. We need a new dice roll. And Carbo rolls a 5-2. Ground ball to Concepcion, who flips to the second baseman Morgan, covering second. Carbo rolls out. Red Sox get 2 runs on 4 hits. It's Cincinnati 5 and Boston 2. It's been a hitter's day in Fenway. We already have 10 hits all totaled between the two teams. Double cheeseburger, Reggie Cleveland ready to deliver to Kid Griffey of the Reds, who are now up by 3. 5-5 roll is a base hit for Ken Griffey. Hit parade continues. That's the first one by Griffey. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Joe Morgan's the batter. 3-4 is a fly ball to Fred Lynn in center field. Two great center fielders in this game. Lynn puts it away, 1 out. Johnny Bench. Bench rolls a 1-1 roll. Yeah, that's a long drive to right center field. It could be. It is out of here. Johnny Bench with his second 2-run home run in the game puts his team up 7-2. Don't go away. No lead is safe in Fenway Park. Here is Tony Perez. Perez rolls a 2-4. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Cleveland U-turns Perez back to the dugout. George Foster is the batter, and he rolls a 1-4. That's a fly out to left field. 2 runs on 2 hits. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Reds 7 and Red Sox 2. Rick Petrocelli leads off the bottom of the 2nd inning. 6-1 roll is a ground ball to shortstop, picked up by Concepcion to throw to Perez. 1 out. Denny Doyle rolls a 1-1 roll. That's a hit column roll. 1-6 is a double for Dennis Doyle. Hit into a double play in the 2nd, gets a double in the 4th. Batter is Cecil Cooper, top of the order. Cooper rolls a 1-4, and that's a fly ball to left field. George Foster gets under it and makes the catch. Here's the shortstop, Rooster Burleson. Burleson rolls a 1-3. That's a base on balls. Red Sox are getting plenty of base runners. They just need clutch hits to keep up with the big red machine. Fred Lynn's the batter. Lynn hits a ground ball to third base. Pete Rose snags and throws the long throw across the diamond for the 3rd out. No runs on a hit, 1 left. Top of the 5th, Cincinnati 7 and Boston 2. All right, Reggie Cleveland came in the 3rd inning. He'll be back out there to pitch the 5th inning. Cesar Geronimo leads off for Cincinnati. Geronimo rolls a 2-1. That's a fly ball to left field. Yastrzemski's under it and makes the catch. Davey Concepcion from Venezuela rolls a 2-1, and that's another fly ball to left. Rinse and repeat. 2 gone, and the DH Doug Flynn. 4-1 roll is a ground ball to the shortstop. Picked up by Burleson. Throw to Cooper, and that's the 3rd out. 3 up and 3 down for the Reds in the 5th. 7-2 Cincinnati. All right, Jim Rice starts it off for Boston. They are 5 runs down. 3-5 roll for Rice is a 9. You can see it's a pop out to third base. Yastrzemski rolls a 4-1, and that's a ball hit on the ground to the shortstop. Concepcion to the hole, a long throw. Yaz is out. He's fast down that line. Good play by Davey Concepcion. Pudge Fisk rolls a 2-2 roll. That's a hit column roll. And 2-5 is a triple for Carlton Fisk. He had 4 triples in 1975. So he's 90 feet away with 2 outs. Bernie Carbo rolls a 3-1. That's a walk. Billingham dealing carefully with the Red Sox DH. Rico Petrocelli is the batter. Billingham into the stretch. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Petrocelli strikes out, strands runners on 1st and 3rd. I forgot to put Carbo on 1st. No runs on a hit. Top of the 6th inning, 7-2 Reds. All right, Cleveland's a rated starting pitcher, so he can go. He could actually finish this game if he can pitch effectively. He's given up 2 runs on a 2-run homer by Johnny Bench. Pitch to Pete Rolls is a 4-3, and that's a ground ball back to Cleveland. Throws to first, and Rose is retired. Ken Griffey rolls a 3-6, and that's a base on balls. Griffey's been on base twice, or 3 times actually, 2 walks, and single. Little Joe Morgan comes to the plate. Morgan rolls a 3-3 roll. That's a hit column roll, and 2-4 is a 6. Morgan hits a long drive to right field alley, one hop up against the wall. Griffey will score. Morgan will stop at second with an RBI double. 8-2, Cincinnati. Johnny Bench is the batter, and he swings and misses for strike 3, 2 outs. Tony Perez rolls a ground ball to third base, picked up by Rico Petrocelli to throw to first. That ends the inning for the Reds. They get a run on 2 hits and extend their lead to 8-2. All right, Danny Doyle will lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. We talked about the DH rule adopted in '73 in the American League. DH rule has changed in 2022 with the Ohtani rule addition. If a pitcher is pitching and is the DH, he can be lifted as a pitcher and still remain in the game as a DH. You can't do the one thing you can't do with a DH is a double switch, like you can do with other positions. Denny Doyle leading off for Boston. 2-6 roll is a ground ball back to Jack Billingham, who picks it up and flips to first. Doyle is retired. Top of the order, and Cecil Cooper. Cooper rolls a 3-2, and that's a ground ball to second. Morgan to Perez, 2 outs. Rooster Burleson rolls a 5-1, and that's a pop up to third. 3 up and 3 down for the Red Sox. In the 6th, we go to the top of the 7th. Reds are up by 6. Here's George Foster to start off the 7th inning. Popped out twice, flied out the left. Foster rolls a 2-4, and that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Foster and Rose are the only 2 Reds that have not been on base today. Cesar Geronimo rolls a 4-2. That is a swing and a miss for strike 3. And here is Davey Concepcion. 2-5 roll is a base hit for Concepcion. Steal second on the next pitch. I think we'll go ahead and do that steal. Normally with a 6-run lead, we wouldn't be stealing, but this is Fenway. The DH, Doug Flynn, rolls a 6-3. That is a fly out to center field. No runs on a hit. Bottom of the 7th, the 7th inning stretch time, Cincinnati 8 and Boston 2. All right, Fred Lynn starts the Red Sox half of the 7th inning with a long fly ball to center field, tracked down by Cesar Geronimo, 1 down. Jim Rice rolls a 4-5, that's going to be a base on balls. 5 walks surrendered by Jack Billingham. This is his point of fatigue inning. 3 bad things happen. We'll lower his pitching grade by 1 level. Carl Yastrzemski comes to bat. He rolls a 3-1. That's a 9. Ground ball to Rose at third. He'll go to first to throw out Yastrzemski. And Rice goes to second. 2 outs. Here is the catcher, Carlton Fisk. Fisk rolls a 1-3, and that's a base on balls. That's 2 marks against Billingham's fatigue. Bernie Carbo. Carbo rolls a 1-3, and that's a walk. Bases loaded for the Red Sox. Timeout. Jack Billingham has walked the bases loaded, and that's enough for Captain Hook. Sparky Anderson, he will bring in Pedro Borbon, grade B pitcher with the R and Z modifiers. The R takes away some strikeouts. Z is a control modifier, good to have with the bases loaded. He will get the 1 level bump up because of right on right. He'll be a a pitcher pitching to Petrocelli. Bases juice. Can Rico Petrocelli put a quarter in the merry-go-round and try to get the Red Sox back in this game? Here is the pitch. Ground ball to Rose at third. Steps on the bag at third, unassisted. That is the third out, leaving the bases loaded. No runs, no hits, and 3 left. We go to the top of the 8th. Cincinnati 8 and Boston 2. All right, Red Sox are going to bring in Dick Pohl from Track Creek, Michigan. He's a grade D-Z pitcher. Pete Rose will lead off for the Cincinnati Reds. Rose is 0 for 4 in the game. He rolls a 5-6. He's going to be 0 for 4. Still, it's a base on balls. 5-6 is a 14. Pete Rose at full speed hustles down to first base. Griffey hits a ground ball to third. Petrocelli to Doyle gets the out at second base. Throw to first is not in time. Fielder's choice. Ken Griffey is a fast base runner. He'll be on at first. Joe Morgan rolls a 2-3. That's a double play. 6-4-3. Inning ending, twin killing. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 8-2 Cincinnati. Pedro Bobon is a rated reliever, so he is now in his fatigue inning. Red Sox have 6 outs left to work with. 6 runs down. Here is the pitch to Denny Doyle. 3-1 roll is a base hit for Denny Doyle. Doyle is 2 for 4, single and doubled. Fast runner at first. Batter is top of the order, Cecil Cooper. Cooper rolls a 3-4, and that's a fly ball to center field. Cesar Geronimo flips down the shades and makes the catch. 1 gone. Rooster Burleson rolls a 2-5. Grounded to Rose at third to throw to first. 2 outs. Doyle goes to second. And now the batter is Fred Lynn, who rolls a 2-1, and that's a 16. Cincinnati is fielding column 1 in this game. Base hit to center field. Lynn's going to round third and try to score. Here's the throw from Geronimo, and Lynn is out at the plate. Two to three. Excuse me, 8 to 2 would be the scoring on the play. Geronimo, this is basic Apba, but Geronimo has a 39 arm on his Apba card. He had a very strong throwing arm, and he ends this inning with a spectacular throw to home. Red Sox don't score on 2 hits. Go to the top of the 9th, 8-2 Cincinnati. All right, Dick Pohl returns to pitch the 9th inning. Johnny Bench will lead off for Cincinnati. What a game Johnny Bench has had. 2 2-run home runs. 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs. And Johnny Bench, I can't get that yellow dice in there. Johnny Bench rolls a 3-4. Fly ball to center field. Caught by Fred Lynn. 1 out in the 9th. Perez rolls a 4-2. That's a base on balls. It's been a tight strike zone in this game. George Foster, 2-3 is a double play ball. Hit to Burleson, to Boyle, and over to Cooper at first. 6-4-3, double play. That's it for the Reds in the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Cincinnati leads by 6. Bourbon will stand and pitch the 9th inning. Jim Rice leads off for Boston. Reds looking up a tall hill here to try to remain the kings of the hill. They've been knocked down by the Cincinnati Reds. 6 runs down the 9th. Here's a pitch to Jim Rice. 2-2 roll for Rice is a base hit for Rice. He is 2 for 4 in the game. Average speed at first base. Batter is Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz rolls a 2-4, and that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Nobody swings that bat harder than he does. Budge Fisk. Fisk rolls a 1-4, and it's a fly ball. Lifted to left field. George Foster's under it. Makes the catch. Rice stays at first. Last chance, last call for the Red Sox. That's the DH, Bernie Carbo. Carbo rolls a 4-2. 2 balls and no strikes. Next roll is a 6-3. And it's a fly ball to left. George Foster is under it. Makes the catch. That's the ball game. Final score, Cincinnati Reds 8 and the Boston Red Sox 2. We will be back with the line score in a second. All right, both teams got 10 hits, and neither team committed an error in this game. The Reds were 8-10-0 in the line score, and the Red Sox 2-10-0 in the line score. The winning pitcher is Jack Billingham, goes 6 2/3. Gives up 2 runs, a quality start for Billingham and the Reds. Losing pitcher was Rogelio Moret, 2 2/3, 5 runs yielded. The MVP of the game is Johnny Bench, who hit 2 2-run home runs, one in the third and one in the fourth, and that pretty much decided the ball game. Final score: Reds 2, Reds 8, Red Sox 2. Our next game will be the New Kings of the Hill, Cincinnati Reds of 1975, hosting the 1977 Kansas City Royals, and George Brett. The game will be from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. That'll do it from here. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and may God bless.